Hello traders, welcome back to this video. So it's another day to do our top down analysis, and today I'm here with some few pairs. First of all, we had a very good analysis from our last video, and I told you guys that you should be looking for some selling opportunities on silver. So here we had a very beautiful setup, and our top down analysis came out from the 4 hour time frame. We had a very good bias, and you can see that clearly the price came to retest this level here. We had a very good fair value gap in the daily time frame. So price tapped into that fair value gap, and then we had this massive reaction to the downside. So whatever we did here is that we tried to follow this downtrend that was being formed here. So I marked out this point of interest, the 4 hour time frame order block. We had this point of interest here, and then the market came into that area. All we needed to do is to wait for a confirmation. So we waited for a confirmation, a very beautiful confirmation in the 1 hour time frame. And as you can see in the 1 hour time frame, we had this high here being swept out, and then the price came down to break this low. So we had the entry from this level, and then stop loss above this area, and then our target was this external liquidity. So the market opened with a gap, and then went down to our take profit. So it was a very good analysis, and if you took advantage of that uh, top-down analysis, I'm sure you made something out of that uh, movement. So in today's analysis on silver, I expect more sales to the downside. I'll be expecting more sales to the downside, and it is because we had this lows sweeping liquidity, so we didn't have a break to the downside. I still expect a break, and if you come into this 4 hour time frame, we have when the market was opening on Monday, we had the gap that was formed here, and the market left behind this 4 hour order block that I'm marking at this point. And then you can see that the market tapped into that area, and then we have this massive reaction to the downside. Right now, I still expect more sales to the downside because of that reaction. And we also have this 4 hour order block at this point. So I will just mark that 4 hour order block there. And then the order block is unmitigated. And then if I drop into the 1 hour time frame, that is our area, the point of interest that I want to see the market coming back into. And then if I drop further into the 30 minutes time frame, and we try to refine our point of interest, we can refine it into this area there. So one thing want to see when price comes here, I want to see price tapping into that area, and then we have a very good reaction to the downside. And we have these areas here that I'm anticipating the market will use as a liquidity. So that is my liquidity area that I expect the market to take, and then come into this point of interest that I have refined into the 30 minutes time frame, and then I'll be taking my selling opportunity from that area there. Stop loss just above here. So don't place your stop loss so tight. You can place it let's say maybe around that area, and then now you can target. So let me adjust it. Then now you can target this external liquidity. So that is our target. That will be my target. I am anticipating that price comes into this area here, we get a beautiful reaction from that point. Let's say maybe if you find a sweep of liquidity, and then you take your selling opportunity up to this external liquidity. So that is what I anticipate on silver. And then we also have another analysis on gold. So gold always moves almost the same way as silver. So on gold, I was anticipating that if price will be moving up into this area, we look for sales around this point here, but price didn't come there. So the idea behind my analysis was to look for sales, and that is exactly what the price did, the downside. But price didn't come into that area, I think price is trying to respect a very good trend line here that we have this trend line at this point. So price is tapping into that trend line multiple times and reacting from that trend line to the downside. So currently right now, as we all know, we are expected to look for more sales because we are trying to target this external liquidity. And then remember that our buyers came out from the daily time frame, had a very good daily order block. So this was the daily order block with the fair value gap. Price came into that area, we had a massive reaction from that point of interest, and then price has been having a very beautiful downtrend from there. So price came into that area, we had a very beautiful confirmation of a sweep of liquidity. You can see that sweep of liquidity there, and then after a sweep of liquidity, price formed a very good downtrend from there. So the only thing that we can do here is to follow the downtrend, the move to the downside. You can see clearly. You can see the price making this lower low. We made this lower high here, but later on price came back to sweep it. So we had the market making that lower high and then lower low here, lower high here, lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low. So right now we have that pullback into this area, and I'll be expecting the market to make another lower low to the downside. So currently right now I'm looking forward to see price taking out this external liquidity, and I want to take advantage of that move so that we can look for a selling opportunity the downside. So as you can see here, we have some beautiful break of structure here, a very good break to the downside, and then after that break to the downside, the market had this pullback, and as you can see all as well, we have the market pulling back into the 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement. So if I delete that and then we continue with the analysis, the 4-hour time frame, we have a very beautiful order block. So the market is currently at this point, and I think price will be reacting from this point here, and then we see price pulling back. And then we also have another beautiful order block above there, same as silver. The same way silver had a very beautiful order block just above this area. So we have that point of interest, and that will be my area of interest. Once price comes into that area, we look to take our sales to the downside. So also on gold, after this break of structure, gold came into this order block here that we have. So we have this beautiful order block. Market opened with a gap, and the market came back to fill in that fair value gap, the gap that was formed once the market opened, and tapped into this 4-hour order block. So we have that beautiful reaction, and that is why we are looking to take our sales to the downside. So if the market will be having that pullback, I'll be looking to take my selling opportunity. If I want to refine that order block, I'm going to use the 1-hour order block. So my anticipation is that price comes into this order block, then we look for a selling opportunity from that point of interest. So at the moment, let me clear this because you are looking to sell down, to sell to the downside. So that is why I'm going to take my I'm going to look for my selling opportunities from that area. Stop loss above that point, uh, just above it a little bit, and then we have our trade to the downside. So the first take profit will be below this external liquidity, and then after that, we can also target this external liquidity down there. So I'll be looking to sell my to take my selling opportunity from this area, and then target this low as my first take profit, and then the second take profit will be the external liquidity that is down here. So that is what I think on gold. That is my anticipation of gold. So let us be very keen and wait to see if price will be having a reaction from those that zone, and then we take our sell to the downside. So I have another pair. I had GBP USD, but I think currently right now GBP USD and Euro USD are consolidating because we had a very beautiful on a beautiful analysis on Euro USD, but I think price is consolidating even more because we had a very good point of interest inside here, but price didn't even react from that point of interest. So this was our point of interest here. Expected price to react from that area, but we didn't even have any reaction from that point. Price just came in into this area, swept that low, and then continued the upside. So there is more of consolidation than a trending market. So we choose to stay away from that market. But let us wait, and I'll be updating you on what is going to happen. So also on GBP USD, I'll just avoid it because there is some consolidation. So right now, I also have NAS 100 and AUD USD. So let me start with AUD USD. So on AUD USD, my bias is coming from the daily time frame. And from the daily time frame, as you can see clearly here, we have the market having a bullish trend to the upside. We had this as our last low that formed a break of structure in the daily time frame. So if I zoom out, you can see clearly that we had this break here to the upside, a very beautiful break of structure to the upside. And then that means that this low is our strong low that we need to see price respecting. So because this low was the last low that formed that break of structure, and we expect price to be buying from that low to the upside. So price came into these areas, and let me see if we can find something in the weekly time frame. So price came into this area. We don't have an order block in the weekly time frame. So price came into this area, reacted from this point here. I think that is why the market is respecting this area. We have this order block tapped into this daily order block with a fair value gap, and then we have the market reaction to the upside. So currently right now I want to look for a buying opportunity because I understand that the market is now respecting this low, and we need to look for buys to the external liquidity. So we have that high up there as our external liquidity. And then right now, in the daily time frame, if we have a pullback so that we can have our continuation entries, we want to look for market coming back to mitigate this daily order block, and then we look for our buys inside this area, the upside. So currently, right now, the market is reacting from this support and resistance level. We have the first touch, and then the market reacted a little bit. So if I drop into the 4 hour time frame so that you can have that clear view. So the market is struggling to break that level, but if the market will be having a pullback, let us wait for the market to come inside this point of interest, and then we look for our buys from this area, the upside. So if we try to adjust our point of interest so that we can have a small stop loss, we can adjust it to this point here, or this order block down here, the 4 hour order block. And then once price comes into this area, let us look for our confirmations before we take any trade to the upside. So the market is clearly forming some beautiful structures here. We had a very beautiful change of character inside the 1 hour time frame to confirm that price is willing to buy to the upside. We had this break here to the downside, a beautiful break of structure here, and then later on price came back up. We had this pullback to the upside, and then the market went down to break another structure to the downside. After that, we have the market clearing that high that formed that break of structure, meaning that we have the change of character to the upside. So after that change of character, the market has been moving up since that day. I think that I made this analysis, and the market has been buying since then. And then I expected the market to come into this area, but the market didn't come into that point of interest. The market came, took out these lows liquidity. I remember marking these lows as liquidity, and the market surely did that. Market took out that those two lows as liquidity and then went up to form a break of structure. Later on, the market again came down into this area that formed this break of structure to the upside. So let me also mark those break of structures. So we have that break here that the market formed, and then we also have this break to the upside. Remember, I told you that I didn't choose to mark this as my break of structures because the market left behind this fair value gap. We didn't have the price coming back clearly to take some liquidity down here. So that is why I didn't mark these two areas as my break of structures. Later on, the market pulled back into this area and then went up to break another uh, form another break of structure. So after that break of structure, as always, we expect a pullback. And if we expect a pullback into this area, we want to see the price coming into the extreme points of interest. We have the first point of interest here. The market can react from there, or market can also react from this area. The only thing that will make you to take a trade from any point of interest here is a confirmation. So you patiently wait for a confirmation from those areas. But as for me, I'll be waiting for the extreme point of interest, the 4-hour time frame, and then I'll be looking to take my buys from that area to the upside. So that is the that is the point of interest, and then I'll be taking my buys to the upside. So that is it, guys, for this AUD USD. If you have different opinion, just comment down below the comment section and let us know what you think. So I also have NAS 100 as my last pair today. So on NAS 100, I expect more buys to the upside, and because of that, let me clear this. So let me clear that, and I expect sales to the downside because we are very bearish. From the daily time frame, we had a very good change of character here. And because the market is respecting this high, it means that this is a true change of character. Let us wait to see if price will be dropping to the downside. And that is why we always need confirmations from our points of interest. So as from our last video, I told you guys that I'll be expecting price to tap into this area that was the support and resistance level, but price didn't come there. So instead, price came into this area here, the support and resistance here. But let me clear that. I don't need it anymore. So the price came into that area, respected this high here. The price has not swept this high, and we have a very beautiful change of character to the downside. So whatever I expect here is to look for a selling opportunity because we had this last break here to the upside, and later on we have this low being taken out, meaning that we have a change of character to the downside. And the best thing to do now is to look for a trade entry from this point, the downside. So already we have a reaction from that area, and I'll be expecting to look for some selling opportunities from that point. So here we have a very beautiful sweep of liquidity here, the downside, and then we have the price coming back into this area. So price closed below this point here. And right now I'm expecting price to retest this point and then we look to sell the downside. So you can see we have some massive selling candles coming in, and I'll be expecting price to respect that area. Then we look for our selling opportunities from that point to the downside. So my view on NAS 100, I'm anticipating to see some good selling opportunities to the downside from that area. From that point, this will be my first target, and then the second target will be down here at the external liquidity. So it just depends with how you want to be having your profit. So that is what I think on NAS 100. I want to be looking for my selling opportunities from this area, and then we take our sales up to this low or up to this as our first take profit, and then the second take profit will be this low, which is the external liquidity. That is what I think on NAS 100, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss on any analysis that we always do.